Huw in the middle. Centre stage, man.
Oh, yeah. Right. Yep. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming along. 200 years ago, almost to the year, a group of business people, of politicians and others got together and decided to create a rail link between Liverpool and Manchester. And 200 years on, a group of business people, of politicians and others are talking about a connection between Liverpool to Manchester with a rail link. And the idea is to unleash some of the latent potential because of the poor infrastructure that we currently have for this whole area, this whole region, connecting Liverpool to Warrington and then onto Manchester Airport and Manchester City Centre. So there is a report which is available today, I think, for everybody, and this is the way in which we can drive national prosperity at a local level. And we calculate the authors of this, the assessment is it's worth about £90 billion of GVA to the economy. And so it's also a cross-party piece, and we're very much delighted that Huw Merriman decided to come along with us on this journey and to chair the rail board and our partners. And so I think we're going to hand over to Huw next and then over to Andy.
Steve, thanks a lot to you and to Andy as well. I'm really proud to chair the Liverpool-Manchester Railway Partnership Board. It's a brilliant team that can deliver not just the railway, but everything around it, the homes, the jobs, the skills that are going to be vital to demonstrate to government during what is a tight economic time that this railway will actually pay for itself and will deliver to the government's milestones and missions of more homes, decarbonisation, skills and economic growth. And to those that say, well, HS2 is taking the money, how can this be afforded? I think it's really important in this country that we demonstrate that we can build infrastructure differently. And when I was rail minister, I found that the local authorities, the politicians along the line of route came to Parliament to say they didn't want this and tried to do everything they could to block it. Here, as demonstrated today, you've got the politicians, the local authorities, not just on the line of route but around it, including North Wales, who are all championing this and saying if this is delivered, we will use our powers, our new devolved powers, to build the economic prosperity off the back of it. So it's not a set of rails, connectivity badly needed, average journey time Liverpool to Manchester is 53 minutes, we want to bring it down to just over 30 minutes. But it's the connector that delivers energy, delivers homes, jobs, skills, and crucially will make sure that those that own land around it actually pay and contribute so that the general taxpayer doesn't pay everything and certain people get the benefits. So it's a really exciting proposition. It's been committed to by both parties, so it's not a sort of new design here. This thing is on the table. There's a bill committee in Parliament that's ready to do its work. We're looking for the government now to work with the region to help us deliver this and demonstrate to business and the community that this railway is going to happen and that growth will continue in the North West. Andy, over to you.
Well, we're really grateful to you, Huw, for all of the expertise you've brought to this as distinguished rail minister in the last government, and you've always supported the North West's ambitions for high quality rail, and the expertise and the knowledge you've brought to this gives this report really strong credibility. I would just want to reflect on the last 10 years. 8 years Steve and I have been in position as the mayors of Greater Manchester and the Liverpool City region. This place in the last 10 years has grown above the rest of the UK economy because of the devolution we have, because of the change that we are bringing about in the northwest of England. The northwest of England is closing the gap with the rest of the UK. The north-south divide has begun to close, and Greater Manchester in the last decade has been the fastest growing city region in the UK, average annual growth of 3.1%. But if we carry on with a rail system that people can't trust, that doesn't get them there on time, that ruins people's working days, all of that success is going to be put at risk. And we can't accept that. We've got growth. but you now have to build out to increase that level of growth, and that's why this railway is absolutely critical. As the report says, this railway is shorter than the Elizabeth line, shorter than the Oxcam arc, however, delivers more GVA to the UK economy than the latter. And that's a really compelling piece of evidence to support what we are saying. Just as Steve said, 200 years ago, Liverpool and Manchester gave intercity rail travel to the world, and we built a railway from the bottom up. And here's how we believe we can innovate again. We saw what happened with HS2, trying to build a railway from here in the northwest of England, and all of the problems and all of the cost and all of the complexity that brought, and the waste of money that brought. So we're innovating again with Huw's direction. Build the railway from the bottom up again, where you have a northwest with full devolution along the line. We will start now with a master plan for all of the 5 locations where this railway will go, so that we can create the growth, the jobs, the houses around these interchanges when they finally land. And that's a different way of building a railway, and it will, in my view, deliver it more quickly, and it will deliver it to budget. And here's the final point. As Huw said, we recognise this is a difficult spending round for the country, and we also recognise that there is significant resource going into the building of HS2. But what we would ask the government to consider as part of the infrastructure strategy is not to give everything we need right now. It's simply to say that in the 2030s, hopefully starting in the early part of the 2030s, they will commit in the infrastructure strategy to a window when this railway will be built, recognising that the world rail industry is in the UK building HS2, and it makes complete sense then for that pipeline of rail development to kind of move on to the Liverpool-Manchester Railway as part of the Northern Arc, that growth across the north of England. And in this spending review, put in place the development funding to help us work with our private sector partners to put in place the designs and the plans to make this real. So we believe it's the right ask. Of course, it links to Transpennine route upgrade on the east of Pennines, and then the prosperity grows out into Sheffield, into Leeds, and goes way above 100 billion GVA to the economy, because George Osborne was right at the very start of this to say if you bring these great cities together, they will provide an agglomeration impact that will bring more benefit to the UK economy than anywhere else in the country. We're 15 years on and we're still arguing. Why are we still arguing? We shouldn't have to be, because the evidence is clear, but we are here today to make that case once again. But we have the people of the Northwest with us, we have the newspapers in our great city regions with us, we've got the businesses behind you who are with us. Everyone is saying this is the moment to set the Northwest up for prosperity and growth in the 21st century, and that is our message to our colleagues in Parliament and to the government today. Thank you very much. Yes, of course. Of course. Yeah.
LBC, is that all right? Yes, of course it is. Yeah, that's fine.
Over here?
Well, the Chancellor has spoken about the need to adjust the green book to allow a more long-term approach, because they should do that.